Oh, you're being ridiculous. He's a professional football player.
No, look, I'm not talking about killing the guy. I'm just talking about going up there with a group of dudes and intimidate him. Maybe break his arm.
You can't break Tom Brady's arm.
Oh, yes, I can. No more Super Bowls for that pretty boy.
Listen.
Robert better not get in my face, because I'll drop that mother.
What did you say? What the f*** did you just say?
Bomberowski to the near side.
What are you, a fucking lunatic?
You and your mom are hillbillies. This is a house of learned doctors.
I respect him as a coach, but I'll be damned if I allow someone to,
But I'm gonna kick you repeatedly in the balls.
You got long balls, man. Long balls. You got long-ass balls.
You can't pick
What should I not? You know exactly what you've done, sir.
It's bullshit. I'll say it again. It's bullshit.
Nah, I'm just pissed off.
Let me tell you something with absolute honesty and concern for your well-being. Tom Brady would kick your ass.
You know, it was rude and inappropriate, and I just want to say I apologize.
I'm sorry that anybody could be offended by something that we were just having fun with, and I enjoyed it, and we're going to continue to do it.
All right, everybody, welcome to yet another episode of the Ricky Williams Trilogy. This is Jon B. Eazy, Durnell with Duke, Thompson, and the Moose. Fellas, how are we doing this lovely day?
I'm doing well, buddy. Good week of football. Season's still young. Great times, man. Weather's changing. It's getting nice and cold outside.
Sounds like the fan of a losing team. What's going on over there, though, Moose? How are you doing?
Man, I'm fantastic. AB, no AB, don't give a shit. Our team's nasty this year, so I'm feeling pretty confident. Maybe overly confident, though, Jonathan. Maybe a little overly confident. I'm not gonna say 16-0. You know me. I don't do that to my team. But I did have a question. Speaking of really good teams, let's talk about yours, Easy, because
can we just not just give you the damn Super Bowl this season already? Like, just get this shit over.
No, it's not promised. Look, the Chiefs have
oh
a really
my
good
god,
team.
it is promised, dude. What the fuck are you talking about,
I'm
dude?
just yeah,
like,
but you know I'm not gonna say it.
Here's what's great. Here's what I love, Moose. Whenever we talk
don't give Jonathan false hope. Don't give him false hope.
If we talk about
dude.
anybody but his team, he'll at least look at it with some realistic eyes. But if we ever mention
dude,
the
you know Brady's winning the Super Bowl, dude. What's happening is this: the Brady will get his another Super Bowl rings, and then he'll hand it off to Mahomes, and Mahomes will get his Super Bowls too.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
The NFL.
I love that Marcus
Brady.
isn't involved in these.
Hey,
Let's talk about that.
I can't believe in nothing much anymore, man. You know, I got kicked in the balls last week, and it feels like I lost a testicle.
Now, here's what's really funny, though. Not only did your team lose, like they often do, but they lost to a team who had a disgruntled player who didn't even want to be there. I mean, Ramsey's there out on the field, still balling out, still embarrassing your team, and he didn't even have to do it because he's claiming he's got back problems now.
Oh, no. Well, so Monday he claimed the flu. Tuesday he claimed back problems. And the Jaguars actually released a statement not even 30 minutes ago. I can read it to you guys if you'd like. This is from Doug Marrone on Jalen Ramsey. Months ago in the offseason, Jalen notified me that he was expecting the birth of his second child in late September. We spoke about this recently and again today after practice and decided that it was best for Jalen to fly to Nashville tonight after meetings to be with his family during the birth of their daughter. He will return to the team when he's ready, and we will provide an update at that time. So it's really just one thing after another, isn't it? I mean,
well, the back one is just clearly that was him just acting like there is an issue. Now, the child thing is probably more legitimate.
That's probably legit.
Said, all right, go with the child thing versus like, oh, I just have a back issue to make it so obvious. I mean, the owner wants to keep him, but Coughlin is the problem. Now, if Coughlin's the problem and you want to keep Ramsey, then you fire Coughlin. Like, that's what you do as an owner, you know? But
is Coughlin the problem, though, or is Doug Marrone?
From what I understand, from what I've heard, it's Coughlin was the one that was rude to him or the one that he had to scuffle with or whatever.
No, that was Doug Marrone. No, that was Doug Marrone. So Coughlin's always in the box.
Well, no, I think this was an issue that happened elsewhere.
Oh, before that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's probably what ignited the scuffle, if you want to say, the verbal argument with Doug Marrone. So that's what sparked it?
Correct.
Wow.
That's from my understanding of what I have heard. So, and I don't think Coughlin is the kind of guy to be like, oh, I'm sorry, you're my boy, I apologize, So this ain't going anywhere.
Right. And I don't think he is either, honestly, for the foreseeable future. I just
No.
I don't think they want to trade him. Like, if the owner doesn't want to trade him, they'll remove the coach before they remove that once in a lifetime player, which I'll admit he's close to being. So,
dude, that's your best player right there, man. You can still build a damn good defense around that guy. I think he's going to get paid. I think he's just going to come out and say, Jalen, here's your money. And then he's going to say, yes. He's a smart guy. I think this is kind of a ploy. I think, like you said, the owner
wants the money, though, dude, because at this point in time, like, it's clear that he's willing to play for his teammates. Because, again, he didn't have to go out there Thursday and beat the Titans. He didn't have to.
Right, I'll give him that, yeah.
So he's there for his team.
Yeah.
I think the issue isn't really money. I think more of the issue is just respect of him as a player.
He is respected, man, by everybody.
But I don't think he's respected throughout the organization in the way that he feels he should be.
2 first-round picks, though, man. That's high.
For who?
Jalen Ramsey. That was the fucking they were talking about, dude.
No one will ever give up 2 first-round picks for it. Not even Tom Brady is getting 2 first-round picks if he was traded, man.
It was
Mahomes might. I could almost guarantee that, bro. Because who are you going to get in the first round that's a talent like that? I mean, and just like when the Dolphins traded Minkah Fitzpatrick, who is an unbelievable football player, they traded him, for what was it, a first and a third or whatever it was, first, a fifth, and a sixth, whatever it was, to the Steelers. I mean, at that point, the Steelers looked at themselves and they said, okay, in next year's draft, if we want to build this defense around Devin Bush and all the guys we have, Minkah Fitzpatrick's a great fit, and they traded a first-round pick for him, right? Like, but that's a guy that you don't necessarily expect to get in the first round because it's washy, it's iffy.
Yeah.
So like if I'm the Miami Dolphins, first of all, wouldn't traded Minkah Fitzpatrick. Second of all, look at all the first-round picks you have now. In the years coming. Like, why wouldn't the Dolphins take a chance on Jalen Ramsey? Although I know Jalen Ramsey would be like, not happening.
He's not. Look, the man ain't going anywhere anytime soon. It's unfortunate the situation that he's in, because when the ownership is having issues with, the actual coaching, there's no way that's going to work. Everybody's got to be on the same page at some point in time, and it doesn't sound like that's what's going on.
And they're going to pick up his 5th-year option too next year. So it's either.
Well, speaking of 5th-year options, man, we're getting close to that for your boy Marcus Mariota, who was on the losing end of this game. He has lost many primetime game. As a matter of fact,
how many primetime games have you actually lost?
Probably all of them, dude. I don't recall a Titans victory.
Cowboys on Monday Night Football.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair.
Yeah, we did beating a few Thursday
We'll give you that win, but honestly,
before you just thoroughly told a blanket statement out, man, I'm just saying, I know you want to dig.
Well, listen, if he's
throwing
a blanket statement out there, then you're the fucking king of quilts, okay? So I'm just gonna put
that.
Yeah.
Believing in my guy and hoping the best, dude. I mean, I like the attitude of like supporting my team, dude. I don't want because I understand.
I supported Alex Smith for a while, man.
Look, we know Alex Smith was the problem. Andy Reid is the problem, dude.
Andy Reid is the only thing that's keeping Patrick Mahomes moving down the field.
Dude, you could totally fucking get
he is the problem for our defense. I'll give you that, because he will not fix anything on that defense because he feels that his offensive guru-ness is going to be good enough to defeat any other defense. So his defense just has to do just enough. So I will give you that. His cockiness and thinking that his offense is good enough is ridiculous. But
that's unacceptable. Like, it just wasn't mine.
I don't know. His quarterback's already thrown for 1,200 yards.
Yeah, his quarterback's throwing a lot, dude. Your quarterback has maybe a quarter of the yards thrown that my quarterback does, man.
What? Yeah, I understand. I mean, but
we're not bad.
You can say about every other QB in the league. That's fine. Go ahead.
Not every QB in the league has only got a quarter of Mahomes' yards.
I mean, you could throw almost any QB who. I mean, what? I mean, what I'm saying, the guy's fucking phenomenal, man. He's a once-in-a-lifetime rare breed, man. You guys, good for you having a quarterback like that.
I mean, I would just like to say, Jonathan,
that's all.
I would like to say, and this is in Mariota's defense, so this won't happen lightly or often, but Marcus Mariota actually has more passing yards than Aaron Rodgers this season. So there's that.
No, well, Aaron hasn't gotten down the field very often, and he's been throwing shade at LaFleur because of it.
No, aren't they?
You should be. I mean, Duke, you know it, dude. LaFleur did, he did some good things last year. But
that's that McVay shit that's been going around. If you look at McVay and you got a job.
Right, but even like that's I have to disagree with that because last year LaFleur ruined the chance at Henry actually having a really good season, and if he hadn't split the carries with fucking Dion Lewis, you guys might have gotten into the playoffs. And he's gonna do the same exact thing with Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams, man. And that's Aaron's problem, is that Aaron wants the guy to go to as a running back, especially a talent like Jones, and LaFleur's gonna fucking ruin it again.
I don't know if that's the problem. I don't think he likes the play calling, and Aaron Rodgers is doing what he's doing again by pouting on the field. And the reason they brought in this coach was because they thought he would lay down to Aaron. Well, clearly that's not what he's doing. He's actually trying to be a coach, which is fine, but that's not what he was brought there to do. He was there to be a mat for him to be walked over. So I don't know what he's going to be doing from here on out, because the explosion is going to happen soon with the Green Bay Packers. There's going to be a game where they're not stopping the other team's offense enough, and they're going to have to show up, and it's not going to happen, and we're going to see it just unfold right there.
Yeah, he's going to get – LaFleur's done, man. I just haven't believed in him.
I believe in the talent surrounded around Aaron Rodgers. You have Devontae Adams, Valdez Scantling is playing great. They haven't used Geronimo Allison, which kind of blows my mind because
they're not even using Graham, man. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's not happening.
But Graham's like an iffy tight end right now.
He's still good enough to put hands on the ball. I don't even think he's getting attempts, man. Like, there's just a lack of offense altogether.
Right, and I think so too, and I think it stems from the play calling. But I also think that Aaron Rodgers should be smart enough to kill the plays quick and get it going. Like, you can't read the defense well enough to do that. And maybe he's just not doing it because he doesn't want another rift like last year. He could just be looking out for, his team's progress as a whole. But, like, that's just an excuse we use to say that the offense isn't moving down the field fast enough. And the defense is actually making everything up. They're 3-0, and it's a joke, right?
It's a joke, dude. Like, the Bills are 3-0 right now, man.
I honestly got at this point the way
strange undefeated teams. Technically the Lions are undefeated too.
Oh, I forgot about the Lions.
Time out though. I've been pretty correct about the Lions this year, so I'm gonna fucking back them because they've held my back.
Come on, dude. There's no way you would just know some team is going to barely eke out victories. There's like they're not.
No, but
eking them out.
No, I'm not claiming that. No, I'm Irish, not Cajun. But, I will say I've gone with them 3 times and I haven't lost yet. So
well, you kind of did.
They're not 3-0, right? They're 2-1. They're 2-1 or 2-0-1.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're undefeated. So it's a joke. The 49ers are another team that's a joke. I saw a post the other day that was like, oh.
But here's the thing, dude. I don't know if they are a joke because they're just real sloppy. Now, if they tighten up that sloppiness, dude.
Who? The 49ers?
The Niners, man. They're real sloppy. Jimmy keeps throwing pick sixes. They keep fumbling the ball. But if they can control that, dude,
right,
they will be a really good team.
I don't necessarily disagree with you, but I also just don't know that Jimmy G has it in him.
He don't
think he has that no pick six in his life?
Right, like there's a reason Bill actually accepted the fact to get rid of him. Fucking Jared Stidham comes out here for 3 minutes in the last week's game for the Patriots. I don't know if you guys saw it. There was 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and we brought out our second stringer. He threw a pick six, and Tom Brady probably looked at Bill and said, if you don't get me in the fucking game right now, I'm going to slit the kid's throat. Tom Brady was clearly not happy about not being in the game anyways, so they put him back in.
Tom Brady needs to be out there every minute of every game now because this is his probably close to last hurrah. Like
so he's on your fantasy team too, right, John?
What's up?
He's on your fantasy team too, right? So he needs to be out there.
No, I don't care about that, dude. My team lost this past week because I had like 120 points on the bench. It was insane.
Oh,
no.
No, it was insane, dude. Like literally.
But real quick, let's dive into fantasy a little bit because this is like my avenue every year now is fantasy. I do too much research. I listen to so many fucking hours of podcasts a week, you would probably puke. And I way overdo it. And I'm in 3 leagues. One's a standard, one's a half PPR, one's a PPR. So I'm pretty much losing my shit every Sunday. But it is fun, man. It is fun. And, there's certainly some players that I expected to get more points out of, but the coaches are ruining it for us. I mean, I got Aaron Jones in 2 leagues. I got Chris Carson in 2 leagues. I'm hurting right now.
Yeah, dude, it's really hard to find a stout running back outside of, like, your top 4. I mean, really after that, everybody's schemes are set up where they're using multiple backs. So you got to just know which back is going to be hot that day, and that's absurd. Like, you have to really know whatever their scheme and their plan is for that day. And that's not something the common man is ever going to know. Like, we're never going to be like, oh, dude, this is the week Carson's supposed to be hot, you know?
Right, and Carson's a star every week because you know he's going to get the touches, but the offense for the Seahawks just hasn't been relevant in the running back game for years now. And finally, they bring Carson in, they bring Procise in, they get rid of Mike Davis, and they finally, they bring in Rashad Penny. He's out right now. But when he comes back, I think he's going to get some touches because they've had 4 fumbles on offense total, and 3 of them have been on Carson. Now, do I think Pete Carroll's the type of guy to just throw him out right away? No, because Pete Carroll is a sentimentalist, and he will play Carson until Rashad Penny's better, and then he'll start to work him in. So that's definitely something to look out for. If you're a Carson owner, I would certainly handcuff him with Penny if you get the chance. You can possibly trade for him low right now. Last week probably would have gotten him a little lower, but totally busted me up. I think I went 2-1 this weekend, but Jesus, man. I mean, so that's the other thing, right? So you see a guy like fucking Daniel Jones. Now, I stream quarterbacks for the most part. I have Dak Prescott in 1 league. I could have the possibility of trading for Aaron Rodgers in another. But like a guy like Daniel Jones, who's playing the Redskins this week, is a guy you might want to pick up if you stream a quarterback. Like I have Josh Allen in 2 of my leagues because he fucking runs the ball and shit. But what do you guys think about what happened with the Giants this week? Let's veer away from fantasy football. What I watched this weekend when I watched Giants football is not what I expected.
Well, what I saw was a team that was inspired by the fact that they could possibly win with this quarterback, and they knew it. Maybe something they should think about in Nashville, Tennessee.
Damn, dude! Seriously, you just like
no, man.
Wow, like you just know when to kick a motherfucker when he's down, don't
I'm
man?
sorry, dude.
I know, dude. That is like called for, dude.
No, I don't like to see you like this.
No, dude.
You know what I think,
dude? It's like you just keep. Like it's
you know what I think it is?
Like I just love how you just bring it back around because like I didn't expect it, so it's just kind of like, dude.
I don't think he's trying to kick you down, buddy. I'm going to explain it to you. No. Just listen.
I want to explain something to you. Is that you are the luckiest motherfucker ever to enjoy what you have fucking enjoyed. It's like watching the Yankees. It's like whenever you hear about fucking Yankees.
No, it's nothing like that. We don't have blood money involved.
Oh, well, you got blood. You got blood on your hands, so
Aaron Hernandez doesn't count.
Yeah, we don't talk about that black shit.
But let me. Are you done explaining
but
something?
I'm just saying, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. A lot of people don't even get to see a hint at the playoffs and
I know.
shit. And you fucking are like I said, you're guaranteed this shit to fucking win. Why?
Dude, I've been
be in Vegas
playoff.
this year and fucking watching them fucking win again and watching another year of my life and Tom Brady win a Super Bowl. That's something that's going to happen, dude.
I have been eating playoff buys for breakfast every day since I was 5 years old. Okay, and AFC championships are like dessert at a shitty Italian restaurant. Super Bowls are where it's at. But let me explain something to you, okay? We're not knocking you down. I want you to understand. We love you, Duke. We are like you're one of my best friends. We're not hating. But what I want to tell you is like. And I want you to take this with absolutely no respect at all. You are like a dog, and we are trying to train you to expect better out of your owners. And by owners, we mean
what?
literally your
Amy
team.
Adams, I understand. But
No, but
it's not
Amy
like-
Adams ain't making the decisions here. What I'm saying is we're trying to train you to fucking want more out of your
Dude,
quarterback.
who fucking wants more, dude? But you can't just get fucking Mahomes and shit every year. These studs,
I'm not
dude.
saying Mahomes. I'm saying, dude, Case Keenum is putting up numbers right now. Don't tell me that you need
And
Patrick
what's Case
Mahomes
Keenum
to have a
doing, man?
competent
Flunker?
team.
Yeah, dude. I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks moving the ball down the field. more
I
than
understand
Marcus.
that.
Fucking
but
Gardner
have you
Minshew.
seen, dude? Dude, I hate that kid, dude.
But,
No,
you know what I'm
you
saying? But
don't.
that's
No,
somebody
no, no,
y'all
no.
could have gotten. You could have not wasted your time with Ryan Tannehill. You could have gotten him out of the draft because he was a 6th-round pick, I believe.
Like, well,
Oh,
to
yeah.
be fair, they did pick up
We
Luke
did.
Falk with 199.
We tried,
picks
yeah.
this
Yeah,
round
we
last
tried
year.
that
And
last year. Luke
Like,
Falk.
he didn't work out, but also you guys didn't give him a chance to work out. I
Dude, he's
understand why you cut
garbage,
him.
dude.
No, I know, I understand that. I get it. But what we're saying is that your quarterback needs your team needs a quarterback at least prospectively. Okay, he doesn't need to come in right away. He doesn't need to take away Mariota's job and all of the fans he's created.
Dude, I just want to win, dude.
I know you
That's
want to
the
win.
point. That's the point. And I believe,
But what we're saying
ahead.
is that Mariota is not going to do it for you, and you need to expect more from
Dude,
your team. Mike Vrabel will do it. Mike Vrabel will
dude,
do it.
All I said was this: is that maybe another quarterback that went to a dumpster fire of Tennessee and led them to a winning season next year.
Okay, but that's the
all.
problem. You're
And he got
accepting
hurt.
mediocrity.
No,
you're
dude,
accepting
that you-
mediocrity.
It's not expecting mediocrity, dude. I'm
You're
just
not-
saying.
No, you're
it's
accepting
hard.
it. You're not.
I'm not expecting it or wanting it, dude. I just understand how hard it is.
We're
to get
not
to
saying
10,
you're
11, 12
expecting it
wins,
or
dude.
wanting it. We're saying
How
you're
long did your
accepting
Chiefs
it like
do?
it's a gift.
Dude, how many years did fucking Chiefs go? How many years, John, before
Dude,
Mahomes?
we had
dude?
many bad years, dude. I was even at a game one time when, unfortunately, you were supposed to be there, but you were in the pen. But I mean, they were.
That was before the pen. That was.
No, it was when you were in the pen because
that was before the arrest. That was after the arrest.
You were in Pennsylvania, right? You were in Pennsylvania. It was.
Yeah, either way,
It was after the
you were
arrest
at-
before the trial. How about
Oh,
that?
either way,
Duke
you were not
Johnson,
you were not able to make it to.
Legally, I could not leave the state. How about that?
You cannot leave the state. So either way, man.
No, you can't do that. No, you got to leave that at Penn State. Class of Sandusky.
No, it had nothing to do with anything Sandusky-ish. But either way, you were not allowed to be there due to the fact you couldn't leave the state. And both teams were terrible. The Titans were bad and the Chiefs were bad. And both teams were really bad for the same period of time. But one team pulled themselves out of it, and the other team has still been riding around in the muck. Now, the other team occasionally gets itself close. I mean, 9-7 is pretty good. But you got to do something a little more than that if you're trying to get a good run, get a good push. But
this is what that year was supposed to be, man.
no, I know that's what this year was supposed to be, but like you can already tell right now that Marcus hasn't gotten any more fire from last year to this year, man. Like last year, he wasn't really bringing a lot of fire to it, and I accepted a lot of it because of injury. I'm like, it's kind of hard to have a lot of fire if you don't believe in your arm because, that's what you need to have that fire. But now I haven't heard any claims of injury as the problem. So he needs to get something to get these grown men behind him and down the field.
17 sacks, man. Tannehill.
He still has a lot of time in the pocket, though.
Dude,
man.
I
That's not
understand
all.
that, dude. You know what, man? Because the routes aren't developing as fast. Shit.
Well, then your wide receivers are
And
garbage.
yeah, it
man.
is, dude. It's all fucking just systematic flaws. That's what scares me, man.
Here's what scares me.
Because it's like, okay, well, it's like offensive line and shit. He gonna throw back to Brady? Gonna throw back in somebody? No, they're gonna get hit 17 fucking times.
Can I say something, John, real quick?
Yeah.
I don't want to cut you off. Keep your thought. Keep remembering it. But Duke, so now it's the wide receivers, right?
No,
But it
it's
was
a
also
lot
the-
of things, dude.
I'm
just saying.
I understand. Just hear me out. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to make it easy for you. So first it was the O-line, right? Oh, no, I'll say first it was Matt LaFleur, okay? He fucking fucked you guys up last year. I'll admit. He screwed up your running game. He didn't open up the field for you. But then it was the O-line. You were pumped about your wide receivers for the season. You thought
Then
that
Taylor
you guys
Wong got
were-
popped for PDs, which I'm still
Right.
mad about.
Right. So Taylor Lewan gets popped. Your offensive
very
line.
Selfish decision.
It is. And your offensive line was your latest, and I'm going to be honest, was your latest excuse. When are you going to hold Mariota responsible for this, man?
I am holding Mariota responsible, dude. It's
okay,
everybody.
that's all I wanted to hear. That's all I wanted to hear.
Yeah, dude. It's like fucking A, man. But it's like he can't get the ball off his shit. It's
Well,
you have to try to get the
again,
ball off sooner. But then it's like everything is just working against everybody, man. And it sucks. Because
here's my problem with Marcus, and just this is all I'm going to say, and we can move on to any other team or whatever Duke will want to respond with. My problems are this with Marcus. Marcus is not tall enough to see over the line. Thus
he's like 6'4".
He's not 6'4".
No, he is not.
Dude, how tall? He's taller than Russell Wilson.
I'd say he
might be taller than Russell Wilson, but he ain't 6'4", dude. Like Russell Wilson's like 5'11". You know, like they give him.
Yeah, but when you say well, when you say see above the line, are we talking
your line is kind of tall,
size?
dude. So he can't. He's not the tallest quarterback. He's also not the most.
Fuck me. Marcus Mariota is 6'4".
Yeah.
He's 6'4". He sure doesn't look it.
He's listed at 6'4", 223. Yeah, no. So that's even worse then. That's even worse. If you thought he can't see over the line, then he's playing like it.
Well, because he's playing like he can't see over the line because he keeps trying to roll out to do something, and he's not fast enough to beat these linebackers and corners if he has to make the break for it. And his arm is good enough, but it's not the best off the roll. So I'm surprised. I don't know what they're trying to do. He needs to stay in the pocket, especially if he's apparently 6'4". So I don't know what they're doing.
And I think it is too, is that people will criticize him, coaches will criticize him for throwing the interceptions. So then
everyone gets criticized for throwing interceptions.
Yeah, but no, last year it was hot. Is that not your biggest? He has what Coward goes, he has more interceptions than touchdowns. Like that shit. So it's like he's fucking trying, like he's kind of gunshot right there.
Which is statistically not a thing you want to happen with you.
Well, yeah, dude,
so what? Don't turn the ball over? Yeah, dude, but you guys said it bad about last year. That was one of the stats you threw up. Was like he has more interceptions than touchdowns. I remember you saying that over. So it's like now he's like in the back of his mind to where it's like, okay, well, it's like fucking better just sometimes take the sack, but it's like you just gotta throw that ball away. You know, he can't even get that.
Right? No,
that's the thing, dude. He needs to throw it away. He needs to get here's the thing, dude. He keeps rolling around, but he never throws the ball away after he's rolled, and he needs to do that, you know, instead of whatever he's doing.
And I'm scared for offensive line because we brought Roger Stafford in from LA Rams and paid him big money to fucking take care of our interior line. And it's like I just fear that even with one coming back, that we have more problems at the offensive line than something happened.
Dude, at least your offensive line is standing there. Carson Wentz's offensive line, all five of them
Conklin. We gotta get Conklin off the field, dude. Yeah, he is letting people go by. That motherfucker, that motherfucker knows that this is fifth-year option, and he knows he's gonna get paid somewhere else. So I think that motherfucker is just letting people go by. I've seen that. It's like, what are you doing? You're not even trying, man. And also, too, fuck the NFL for those penalties. It's holding on every single card. Why can't we call
that's fair enough?
Even Tom Brady call the holding on Aaron Rodgers. Jonathan brought that up to me the other day. I was really thinking about it. It's like
no, I said it last week in the
dude.
I said it last week in the podcast. There was a holding every single play on Green Bay. But here's the thing, right? Okay, so here's the thing. I want to move on. I want to move on because we'll get sucked down the black hole of Tennessee and Nashville. And although
dude, because you're afraid to actually talk about it. That's fine, man. I mean,
what am I afraid to?
We've already talked about it for a while.
I'm not afraid to talk about nothing. I'm especially not afraid to tell you to your face that your quarterback's not good
That's
enough.
Cool, man. And then we'll fucking move on there, man. Right. And then so you can keep shitting on us for the next 10 years. I really just don't care, man.
You should be.
That's the bottom line, man. Because you know what? I don't care at the bottom line. Is like, I'm just going to enjoy my team. And if we fucking win, we fucking win. If we don't, man, we got to improve, man. I mean,
that sounds like a fan of the Cleveland Browns,
That's not a fan of Cleveland Browns, dude. It's just fucking understanding that, you know what, man? when you fucking spent so many years investment involved, and hey, we ain't lucky to fucking go 6 months without winning a fucking championship. Boston. Looking
You're
at
damn right
you.
you're not. You're not lucky
Oh,
enough.
I'm sorry.
You're not.
We're not lucky enough to do that shit. So you know what, dude? All I understand is that, man, maybe fucking is a long season and things can get better or they can get worse. All it's going to do is game by game, man.
That's
and
fair
until
enough,
then,
man.
and you know what? Fucking A, man. All the people who fucking look like the fucking heroes now, maybe fucking zeros at the end of the season. It's a long-ass season.
That's
This
very
is a
true. There's a
character
lot of
check, man.
injuries. Yep.
This is a character check for a team that wants to be fucking great. What's going to be great is going down there, fixing your shit, and get beating Atlanta and going 2-2 and letting LeWan come back. But none of this bullshit until a character check needs, dude. And that's what scares me because you know what? This is a big game, man. If that's it, then I know who the team is, and they just show up and go lay an egg, man.
Well,
Yeah,
we will talk about it.
Laying an egg in Atlanta, but we'll
Dude,
talk about that later.
I'm just saying with that defense and those leaders on that team, man, I'm just saying that we can get together. It's just that, you know, man, after the kick in the balls on Thursday night, it hurts, man. That's all.
Well, listen, I'm not arguing that it hurts. I know you love your
And
team,
what bothers me the most is like, why the fuck does national media guy care now, huh? We're not even paying attention to us no more. You know, just fucking forget about us. We can't even win.
I took my headphones
We can't do
off.
nothing no more. I'm just tired of like just frustration. I'm done.
You should be frustrated, and
Moving
you
on.
are done. For the sake
Moving on.
of everyone here, you are done. Right?
Whatever, man. Go fuck you and your Tom Brady bullshit. I'm tired of you, man. You're gonna be like 12 rings before it's done, ain't it?
All right, well, let's get back to things that are
You know
important.
why? Because Belichick's going for 10, baby. You know
Okay,
that
well,
motherfucker.
And,
All right,
I'm here for it. And I want to talk about another quarterback that's not looked good. Deshaun Watson has.
Whoa. You
horrible.
gonna actually say that about Deshaun? Wow.
I don't know, man. What do you mean not looking good? I mean, he wasn't amazing against the Chargers, who have a good defense, but he still threw for 351 and 3 touchdowns. I mean, it didn't look good on the eye test, but the numbers are still good.
He's winning. Ain't that all that matters?
Yeah, he's winning. And
I suppose so, but I said he is not looking good.
Does it
not
fucking
looking
matter?
like.
Why does it matter if he looks good? He's
Wait,
winning.
we're not here to fucking discuss the principles of football. I'm here to discuss the fucking player. I brought up the player. We're
Dude,
gonna discuss
he's winning.
He doesn't look good. He is not winning. You know what, Duke? I'm going to prove you wrong real quick. Bill O'Brien is winning right now, not Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson's winning, dude.
Deshaun Watson last year, we were talking about him and Patrick Mahomes in the same sentence. This year, we're fucking not.
We're not talking. We were not talking Mahomes and Watson.
I don't think we were. I mean, maybe we were saying the same.
How high were you?
What? Are you out of your mind? They had the same numbers halfway through the season besides touchdowns.
Yeah, and finished the end of the season when Mahomes had 50.
No, I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing the fact that Deshaun Watson does not look as good as he did last year.
I mean, look, I'm just saying, Moose, that's a bit harsh. I mean, he only had one bad game. He had one bad game against the Jaguars. But, I mean, you're telling me throwing for 351 and 3 touchdowns, even though it didn't look amazing?
Case Keenum is doing that. It's not hard to do that in today's NFL. I'm sorry.
Against who? Like, who did Case Keenum beat?
Shit teams, just like Deshaun Watson.
Keenum is getting a lot of garbage time numbers. You can't look at those garbage stats, man, because the Redskins have already getting blowed out by the first half. They let Keenum throw a little bit, dude. I mean, they're not winning these games. At least Deshaun's winning.
That's fair enough. And you know what? And his time is going to be over shortly anyways, because I think he missed practice today. If he has another bad half, Dwayne Haskins is going to come in, and who the fuck knows what's going to happen then, because their passing yards are going to go down exponentially because he can run. But all I'm saying is that Deshaun Watson does not look as good as he did last year. It has nothing to do with him as a whole. He's still a top 10 quarterback, but he does not look as good. And there is nothing you guys can tell me.
I don't know why you're shaming.
Actually, you know, I
hate
the Texans, man. I'll tell you that right now. But I'm gonna give Deshaun Watson credit. He's winning. Like, what the hell?
Hey, his team is winning. He is not.
He's still getting the ball down the field, man. I mean, he's not having other than the Jacksonville game. he's moving the ball. He's not running as
It does,
well.
yeah.
I'll give you
It don't matter if
he's not running as well. He doesn't look like the same quarterback though. He's taking more sacks. I mean, it's clear that he's taking more sacks. And that could be offensive line. I'll give him that.
Well,
You get Larry
line.
Tunsil in there, and all of a sudden your line can't block. That's fucking problem. No.
Yeah,
well,
that he has
Tunsil.
fucked up knees, 2 ACLs, and I mean, like, what? He's probably just taking a very precautious, career from here on out. I mean, that could just be the
fucking
case.
stupid. Nobody wants to see that.
Well, as long as he's getting W's, I think the Texans will be fine. But let's get into the fact that right now there are multiple undefeated teams in the NFL. Quickly, we've got the Niners, the Rams, technically the Detroit Lions, the Packers, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, and also the Bills and Patriots. All of these teams have not seen a loss yet.
There's 3 of them that are pretenders, man.
Okay, well, I guess we got to get into that. I mean, I was going to see who you feel is going to be the first one to take a loss here, or or just to fall right out of the limelight altogether. But
Bills.
Well, the Bills and the Pats, I think, are seeing each other this week, so that's probably
Pat. Yeah. So yeah, Pat's gonna beat the Bills like handily.
I mean, it's being played in Buffalo. Maybe they'll show up.
It's our only challenge thus far.
It's our only challenge. You hear that shit? That shit has bugs me so much, man.
Well, it's true because it's going to be a day. It's going to be a day where they would have liked to have Antonio Brown, because then they would have had a little more weapons and maybe some more distractions to help Tom Brady get the ball down the field. Not to say that Tom hasn't seen everything in the world and he can probably still get it done anyway, but I think Antonio Brown would have made it a little easier for them to beat Buffalo. I think now without Antonio, honestly, I think the Bills do have a little better chance at possibly getting it done because Sonny Michel ain't moving the ball.
Certainly no. He's looked horrible.
Yeah, he's looked atrocious. Right now, Josh Gordon has finally had a little bit of shine, but it sure ain't a lot. Edelman's, still himself, whatever. But they got to have something to really come at the Bills, who are hot and feel good about themselves.
Right, the Bills do. We're gonna crush their fucking hopes like we do every time we're in Buffalo.
And one day Buffalo will crush your hopes, and I look forward to that day.
It's just not gonna happen.
I mean, it could happen this week.
If it does, you know what? I really won't be that mad because I'm sick of everyone saying undefeated season. I think it's bad luck for a team. But the thing is, for this matchup, I think that Tre'Davious White is going to be all over Gordon. Edelman's going to be somewhat hurt. We don't know yet. He's had a chest injury, some ribs, no cracks or anything like that. So he's expected to play. But the player I would really look out for this week is Philip Dorsett. Brady fucking loves Philip Dorsett.
Oh yeah, he really does. That's his guy right there.
And it's unbelievable to watch the route running with Brady because he just knows exactly where he is, which is a Brady thing. But I mean, I would
been in the organization for a while too.
Right. So we traded Jacoby Brissett for Philip Dorsett, if you remember, and it was a fantastic trade for both teams currently because that's actually playing pretty well. He's playing pretty well, man. The Colts are playing some pretty good ball, and I think the whole team just looks happy. I don't know if they would have been as happy or not as happy with Andrew Luck. I don't think that's the case. I just think they're okay with it. So.
Dude, that would I've said this. That's a damn good team, man. And people, Colt fans were jumping off saying, "Oh my God, without Andrew Luck, we're gonna suck forever." It's like, no, you're just gonna fucking maybe win 2 less games. Chill out.
Right, and even you thought they obviously wouldn't be as good, but I think as soon as they played your team, you were like, wow.
No, I knew they were gonna be good, dude. I fucking see them twice a goddamn year for fucking last 14 years, dude.
All right.
I don't know the Colts.
This is gonna be another Titans rant. I don't know if we.
No,
have
it's
time
not,
for that.
dude. I'm just defending the Colts.
Okay,
Do you not hear me defend the Colts? I'm just saying I see them twice a year. I know that fucking team. That's why I hate them.
All right. Well,
because they always come in playing strong defense, and they've wasted Andrew Luck's career. They should have won like 3 Super Bowls by now with Andrew Luck back there, dude. They wasted that guy's career, man. They did some talented fucking teams with T.Y. Hilton and that defense back in the day with him. They fucked it up because they didn't build around him, man.
All right. Well, Well, the team that I feel is the least true of these undefeateds is still the Detroit Lions. They still keep skating by.
Why?
I still think
Why?
because they just don't feel true. First off, one was against an Eagles team that has paid Carson Wentz apparently way too much money. Another one was a tie against the Cardinals, who aren't doing too great at all.
The Cardinals are fucking horrible. So that one I'll give you.
So so I mean, again, Detroit's they're not wowing me. If they come through and actually beat the Chiefs this week, then I will have to retract all of my statements. But as of right now,
I don't think they'll beat the Chiefs this week. However, I do think Matthew Stafford will have a strong game. Matthew Stafford will have a good week. The Lions will have a good week on offense. On defense, they're going to get absolutely destroyed, whether Tyreek Hill is in or not. Now, my question to you, Eazy, because obviously, you're a Chiefs fan. You know them a little better. If Tyreek is back this week, who, as another wide receiver, will see more snaps? Do you believe it will be DeMar?
You'll break it up, man.
Robinson or McCall Hardman, because they both played tremendous ball. I believe Hardman went 2 for 97.
I mean, Wilson's definitely going to get nudges, sending him on more of that route that you want for your number one. Not sending him on too many slant routes across the middle. He's usually trying to go down deep, and that's where they're hitting.
Pause it for a second.
So I feel like they like
John,
that aspect to him, that downhill game more so, because they're trying to keep.
Okay, so the verdict as far as if we've been recording, have we?
Yeah, man. You guys broke up for a long time.
We were just talking mad shit for 30 seconds.
Oh, it's cool. I don't know if you had, because I went out, man. Fucking, you guys started breaking up when you started asking about the Chiefs, and then it just was and you both froze. I said stop, and you wouldn't stop, and then it just fucking.
Oh, you froze. I didn't even know you said stop. My bad.
Oh yeah, dude. We didn't hear your stop. You just disappeared.
Oh, okay, because I was like, stop, man. And you kept going. I was like, damn, dude, what a dick, dude. Seriously.
Well, since you were frozen and no one's going to hear you,
cool now, man.
Stop when you're frozen.
But something to do with the fucking Xfinity fucked up on me, man. So I'm back.
All right.
I would just I would just say do 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes more on the Chiefs, and then we'll go to break, and then just do our picks. So,
all right. Well, as I was saying, though, man, I believe the Chiefs are going to keep Robinson in more.
No. Say, John. Let's say Moose. Start over with your question if you can. Just ask.
Okay, yeah. I can.
It started cutting out when you started asking.
Let me try to think of how I led into it. Okay, I got it. Now, Eazy. I know this is going to be a question that the Chiefs have for themselves this week. It's probably a question that you have. We may have differentiating opinions. I know everyone does right now, because both of these players are playing really good football. They're both playing in a distinct style to themselves and how the Chiefs want to play them exactly. But my question, Tyreek comes back this week prospectively, but say he does. DeMarcus Robinson or McCole Hardman gets more touches or more. I'll ask touches first, and then I want you to touch on the percentage of snaps they'll be out there for.
I mean, I think the percentage is going to definitely drop for both of them, but the higher percentage is going to go to Robinson, as far as what I believe, because with his ability to get downhill real quick, I think with Hill there too, with that ability, now you're not sure which guy is going to be running that route. You're not sure who's just going to be streaking down the field and who's not. And I think that's going to, because now they have confidence in him streaking down the field and catching it. And I think that's something that they would really like to have out there. Now, Sammy has damn near disappeared. because now he's become the number one, and I knew exactly that would be what would happen. And
we did talk about it. He still leads in yards per game, but this is all stipulated because of his
first game.
week one. Yeah,
the
so
first week he had like over 200. So like,
right. he's got 311 total right now. Demarcus Robinson 215 and McCole Hardman 158.
Well, again, he had over 200 the first game, dude, like, or at least near 200. So, like, that's a big chunk of it. And, like, since then, he's been kind of pedestrian-ish. So we knew that would happen. Tyreek's got to come back for him to be a big threat again. And even still, I don't know if he will be. Sammy's kind of that guy.
Right. Sammy is that guy. But Sammy will always be played. That's the thing.
Oh, no, of course, he has to.
Will always be played. They're not, in my opinion, as of right now, how this is looking is that Demarcus Robinson and McCole Hardman should probably both be in, and they should probably put Sammy on the back burner, but they won't because of that first game, and people will ask questions. My thing is, I think McCole Hardman will get the snaps, and if Tyreek comes back, because, and you do mention an interesting point in, Robinson and Tyreek Hill being on the field at the same time, who takes the long ball and who takes the short or medium route. That's interesting. I didn't think about that point. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
What I did think of is that McCole Hardman is one of the fastest men I've ever seen. But he's not a deep ball guy like Robinson is, right?
Right.
He could be, but he's not. So for that purpose, I still think Tyreek is their long ball guy when he comes back. And I think Hardman will see – I think he'll see more percentage of snaps. I think he can run a jet sweep like nobody I've ever seen, to be honest with you. He is just – dude, he is the Energizer Bunny out there. He's fast as hell. But you do mention that point that, like, who runs the long route, the fly route on this play. And that's interesting. I just didn't think about that. So they could –
and I think that'll confuse some defenses, and I think that's going to work in Andy Reid's favor,
Right. And we'll just have to wait and see what they do. But either way, the Chiefs are on effing fire. There is absolutely no stopping them now.
Yeah, it's called a defense, man. It's called a defense.
What's a defense?
Somebody's going to stop them, but I don't know who. So,
well, that's
the thing,
right?
I look at the schedule, and I don't really see a defense I believe in. Not yet.
Right, and especially not in the next, 4 weeks. I mean, they have the Lions, the Colts, the Texans, the Broncos. I don't see any of those teams.
Are they at home against the Colts?
They are at home. Yep, they are at home.
Okay, so basically you'll give Patrick Mahomes air-conditioned field to light up 10 touchdowns.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Mahomes already has 1,200 yards by the end of the season. I mean, I don't even want to guess what he could have. And his season does get a little bit harder at some points, but he's got the Bears still, he's got the Vikings still, who I don't think you should be worried about. In the Packers maybe, but I don't see the offense making up for anybody's defense. So I mean, if anybody's going to get an undefeated season right now, I'm kind of leaning towards the Chiefs, even though they got to play the Chargers twice.
That's poppycock. Our team would never do that.
No, you say that.
No, on that note, now that the Moose has been drinking some crazy juice, we're going to go into our halfway point here. We're going to go to our break. Folks, you've been listening to the Ricky Williams Trilogy. When the guys get back, we'll be making our picks for the week, also finding out the results. Let's see if the Duke did better than the Penny this time.
Gotta hope so.
Ladies and gents, welcome back to the Ricky Williams Trilogy. It's time for your Fumble Brewski weekly sports news update. The New England Patriots have signed a quarterback, Cody Kessler, per a league source. An MRI has revealed that Giants running back Saquon Barkley has suffered a high ankle sprain and that could sideline him anywhere between 4 and 8 weeks. It is expected to be closer to the 8-week mark. The Giants have a bye in Week 11, which means he would most likely return for the last 6 games. Panthers quarterback Cam Newton has been ruled out for Week 4 with a Lisfranc injury. A Lisfranc injury, for those that don't know, is an injury of the foot in which one or more of the metatarsal bones are displaced from the tarsus. You know, I see why they put these headlines in here. They know I can't pronounce half of these fucking words. According to Adam Schefter, within the last 2 hours, Melvin Gordon has been on the phone with the Chargers and is going to report to the facility by this Thursday. Whether he plays on Sunday is yet to be determined. However, they do face the Dolphins and could make for an exciting welcome. And the staggering stat of the week, which I know some won't be pleased with, something we definitely did not see coming. Eli Manning's presumed predecessor led the Giants to their first win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 32-31 on a missed field goal by the Bucs kicker. He threw 23 for 36 for 336 yards, threw for 2, and ran for 2. Ladies and gents, the Eli Manning era is over, and the Manuel Jones era has begun. And that's it for your weekly sports news update.
Well, thank you for the news there, Moose. That was wonderful. I'm happy to hear that, the Giants finally got a victory to help out with the tally for Duke Thompson, because last week Duke, unfortunately, was worse than the penny. This week does not look like that's the case.
Yeah, man. That's right. One bad week don't define your season, son. Take that as a lesson.
All right, well, let's find out what the numbers are. Moose, what happened this week?
Right, so not a good week for me. As we said previously, before the podcast, I said I did not have a great week. I got a little cocky with my picks, and that's okay because, like Duke said, not one week makes your season. With that being said, Duke had the best week this week for the first time this year at 11-5. Eazy at 10-6. I was at 8-8, and the Penny was at 4-12. The Penny is just constantly intoxicated.
The Penny had a really rough week this time.
Right. What was my record again?
Yours 11-5.
Okay, good.
It was a great week for you, Duke. As far as picks of the week, I guess mine was the most insignificant. However, I hold it dear to my heart. The Detroit Lions, for the third week in a row for me, was not a loss. The Giants, Duke, was the biggest pick for you, which is crazy. But you did say trap game. You did say Daniel Jones might show him something different. It was a fantastic pick from you. And Eazy, this one was almost even harder because it could have definitely gone either way. You picked the Texans over the Chargers. Well done, sir. Bringing us to our total record so far. Me and Eazy are tied up now at 31-16 and 1 apiece. Duke, you are at 25-22. You are looking to be in high spirits, my friend. And the Penny at 18-29 is just a royal fucking mess.
Well, let's hope none of us lose to the Penny, because that's a terrible start for the Penny.
Right. Well, from what I saw briefly, I do the picks beforehand. I flip the Penny beforehand because this is not an amateur show. I do the work beforehand so that I don't have to interrupt all your fantastic Wednesday nights with this bullshit. So we bring ourselves into what is the quarter of the season. After this week, we will be one quarter through. I hope everyone has had a fun time, at least in the first quarter after this week. But we do have some really big picks coming up this week because it's still really anyone's game. I mean, if the fucking Lions and Buffalo Bills are at a 3-0, then we can pretty much expect nothing out of our picks. So here we go. Thursday night, big night. Eagles at the Packers.
Home team always wins. Packers.
Wow. I mean, I'm going to say Packers too, just because, not because the home team wins, but they have been winning. And I don't think the Eagles are getting it together for this game just yet. Something's wrong with Carson Wentz. They got to figure that out.
Man, it's not just Carson Wentz that's the problem. Their defensive backfield sucks ass. I'm going to go with the Packers as well. And I think the Packers are actually going to pour it on Thursday. I think this is the first real thing we'll see this season for that offense. And I think they're going to blow the Eagles away. I wish they wouldn't. I hate the Packers. I hate Aaron Rodgers, but it's going to happen. Next game we have.
Oh, what did the Penny have?
Oh, the Penny had the Packers. I'm sorry, Jonathan. That is 4 in a row. That is the first clean sweep in the first game of the week. 1 o'clock Sunday, we got the Titans at the Falcons. Duke, who you got?
Always got to support the team. I think we're going to make a comeback after last week. I think it's going to upset a lot of people. Mariota's damn good against NFC teams for some strange reason. So I got Falcon. I got my Titans. My bad. I kind of feel like I'm a jinx to myself, though, actually. I feel like I just should go ahead and just pick them to lose all the week. But,
No, you should never pick your team to lose. You shouldn't do that. And I'm
a jinx to him, man.
I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to pick the Falcons to win. There's nothing that I've seen recently that makes me believe Marcus Mariota knows how to lead this team to victory. So I don't believe much in Matt Ryan either, but I believe a whole lot in Julio Jones. And I think that's going to be a factor that they're not going to be able to stop.
Right, I do too. Even with all the interceptions that Matt Ryan has this season, I can't pick the Titans again. Duke. I am sorry.
Bayard, Butler.
None of them do it for me. I'm going to be honest.
That's fine, dude. That's cool.
So I'm going to pick the Falcons only because, as Jonathan –
Actually, I appreciate you picking them because we've lost every time you pick the Titans to win. So I appreciate that. So
yes, we have. Yeah, they have lost every time I've picked them, and I hate to tell you, I expect the same thing this week, that they are going to lose, the Falcons are going to win.
See, no, man, that's the thing. You expect it. That's the beauty about sports, man. You never know, man. Who would have thought that your Red Sox would finally get rid of that curse, man? And win like how many?
They certainly gathered it back this year, but yeah.
Man, dude, you won a World Series last year. Shut up.
Do you understand what it's like being in Boston? That doesn't mean shit. Last year doesn't mean shit. That's the problem. You're still looking on the miracle. We're hoping for the next
it's one. Not what? When is it going to be good enough? That's like addiction, dude. That's exactly the addiction.
Yeah, it's like gambling. It's worse. It's worse.
No, gambling ain't addiction, man. Me and Jonathan holds us together. We ain't on the street yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Well,
all right. What's our next game we got?
Right. So the Titans were the pick in the Penny last pick. So the next game we have, honestly, pretty much a toss-up. We have a Redskins at the Giants game here, and it can kind of go either way with the way Daniel Jones looked last week, and if Dwayne Haskins comes in this week, I mean, the Redskins look bad. They're 0-3 now, so it's going to be a tough week. Eazy, who you got, buddy?
Ooh. Yeah, you know what? I don't know if the Redskins are bad enough to lose every game, but I don't know if they can win this one because they're on the road.
Right.
I'll go Giants, man. Just not very confidently, but, whatever. I mean, they're going to be missing Barkley, but I still think they got it.
Right. I have to agree. I think the Giants are going to look good this week. I still think Daniel Jones looked okay last week. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what he looks like this week. But he is going to have Golden Tate back in a week after this week, week 5.
For PEDs?
Yeah, for trying to have a child, mind you. And
Don't matter.
I certainly see. I think the Redskins have looked pretty good as far as their offense goes. Case Keenum's provided for them. I'll say he's like a good father that provides for a poorer family. But I think he's going to get taken out this week. I think 0-4 is the mark. I think being 0-3, they're going to take him out. Dwayne Haskins with McLaurin, the Ohio State connection might work, but I don't believe in it. And I think Daniel Jones' running game, no one can prepare for it. They've only seen 1 week. So I'm going to go with the Giants.
Oh, hey, Moose, you said something about them having children. Wasn't that an excuse that, some Boston Red Sox guy used, Manny Ramirez? Was that shit too?
Oh, Manny was a lazy fuck though. So we couldn't expect. He was the laziest man to ever play baseball. I swear to God. Like I loved him, but also at the same time I hated him because he just didn't run to the ball ever. He didn't run to the base ever. It was either hit a home run. He was the early evolution of today's game. Either hit a home run or strike out. So that's pretty much my thoughts on Manny. Manny, we miss you. Come back to Fenway soon, kid. Duke, who you got? Redskins, Giants, kid.
Giants.
Fair enough.
Redskins are dumpster fire. They'll be fired. The coach in the middle of the season. Gruden's
I
done.
think so too. I think Jay Gruden is done. However, the penny is drunk again. Has the Redskins. Next game, not even a question. Chargers at Dolphins. I absolutely 100% have the Chargers.
Yeah, I guess I'll go out on a limb and be crazy and say the Chargers on this one.
Oh, you almost fucking got me there. I was already Dolphins. Oh, Jesus.
No, man, there's no way.
No, not a chance. Duke, I'm guessing you're going with the Chargers here.
I'm going with Chargers. I think that's a safe bet.
Great. Well, the penny is not taking anything safe this year. It is the least amount of 50% we've ever seen, and it is going with the Dolphins.
Wow.
Right. Yeah, drunk penny. Drunk Abe. Next game, we got Raiders at Colts.
Man, that's Colts,
I'm gonna go with the Colts on this one. I think they've been playing pretty well, and I think the Raiders have been playing fairly poor. So I'm gonna go with the Colts.
I ain't got no faith in Raiders, man. Colts.
Are you yawning?
Yeah.
He's yawning, dude. It's like 5:30 his time, and he's yawning.
In the middle of the week, you're gonna yawn? Who
Yeah,
did you
man.
even say? What did you say?
I said,
the Raiders.
I don't believe in the Raiders, man.
Oh, you don't believe in the Raiders?
Don't believe in them, man.
Exactly my point, B. So you're gonna go with the Colts. All right, great.
Yeah, I just don't believe in them.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna be the odd man here. I'm gonna say that the Raiders catch the Colts off guard.
How do you
think? The Raiders aren't as bad as they look. They got to win a game somewhere. This is probably their best bet.
Right. That's fair enough. I mean, as long as Josh Jacobs can play well, is he playing this week?
He should be.
Well, if he is, I'll give him a better chance. But he's got to hold his end of the bargain. Well, that's great. So the Colts was the penny's pick. So Beezy, you are the lone Raider.
Ooh, that might be my pick of the week.
Right, it could be, very well could be if all three of us lose. The next game we have is Kyle Allen taking on the Texans. Panthers at the Texans. Cam Newton out again. It could be a very long road for him. Nobody really knows. So, it's gonna be an interesting game.
I don't know. I'm going to defer to Duke. Duke, you make your decision first, then I'll think about mine.
Who's home again?
Texans. Panthers at Texans.
Man, Cam's out. Deshaun Watson. I hate to say it, Texans, man.
I was afraid you were going to go with that answer. Unfortunately, I feel like I have to, too. I mean, this is one of those games where they don't have much tape on Kyle Allen. He looked pretty good last week. But I just don't know if I quite see it yet. I'm going to take the safe bet with the Texans. And I think Deshaun Watson will pick it up this week. I mean, he played with a fucking punctured lung last year. So the kid's he's got to step it up. He's got to be that guy that everyone knows he can be because we've seen it before. So I'm going to go with the Texans on this one.
Yeah, I'll finish that sweep and say the Texans too. I mean, even though the Panthers did win last week on the road, it's going to be a different road test for them with a team that actually has been gelling and winning. So I'll go with the Texans as well.
Fair enough. And the penny will finish that sweep 4-for-4. Next game we have, I don't know if this is much of a question. We have the Chiefs at the Lions.
Well, I mean, you've picked the Lions every time, man.
I have, and I haven't lost with them. But you know what? I took a chance with the Ravens last week. I knew it was a chance. I did. I knew it was a chance. It was a fairly close game, but God, did it come down to like the string of it. It didn't look great.
Yeah. I'm not going to go against my team, especially since I'm not going to believe in the Lions still. At best, at best, the Lions will tie this because they somehow weasel their ways to keep things close. But I'm going to say the Chiefs will win it.
Duke, who you got, buddy? Chiefs at Lions.
Dude, Lions just is a facade. I'm going Chiefs, man.
I have to agree. Unfortunately, there's not too many random picks right now. I think we're all taking the safe bet with the Chiefs. I mean, there's no way we can take the Lions in this game. However, the penny found a way yet again to be the intoxicated friend of the group and is going with the Lions. Next game we have, again, I think sort of a fairly obvious deal. We got the Browns at the Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens have been playing really good.
They have.
The Browns had chances against the Rams, but they just didn't capitalize. And I think that's a lot on the coaching, and maybe Baker Mayfield's not as good as people wanted him to be.
Can we talk about something real quick, though? I'm not going to put it on Baker. I'm honestly not, because Freddie
we put it on Mariota.
No. I'm not putting it on Baker either.
No. I've given you the benefit of the doubt with the coaches, Duke, but I still think he's a trash quarterback. I don't think Baker is.
Baker's a trash QB. He's all high as shit.
Okay, time out.
First off, there's not enough. There's not enough tape.
Okay. We'll give him 6 years, 7 years, 8 years. As many as you want. Cut another couple McCoy.
As long as you give Marcus.
In the history of the game, I've never seen a draw called on a 4th and 9. And that ends it for me. That is it. Freddie Kitchens called a draw on a 4th and 9. So I think Baker is unfortunately doomed until they get a new coach.
He picked him, dude. He picked him.
Yeah, this is kind of on Baker.
It's on his coach, dude. He did not fucking say, hey, go get somebody else, dude. He went to the GM and says, I won't play.
I'm not saying it's on him, but his play isn't. I think for the majority, although he's got happy feet, he's got to stay in the pocket more.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what happens to get hit quite a bit.
Yeah, it's true. But, yeah, the Ravens are going to be the team to win this game. The Browns have terrible coaching, and Baker's, I guess, not good enough to make the check downs and change the play at the line. So
I think so too, man. I think there's no leadership there, even with the way that Odell and Baker are playing. So although I believe in their talent, I certainly don't believe them in this game.
Dude, great team for Madden, terrible team for real life.
Right, certainly. No, I believe me, you guys know I bought the hype, so now I'm starting to dial it back a little bit. And Duke, you're going with the Ravens as well.
Yes, sir. Lamar's killing it right now.
That's a clean sweep there. The Patriots' only hard matchup so far this season, and I use that word lightly. The Patriots at the Bills. I got the Patriots. Is there any discussion needed?
No,
not from you. But I'll go Bills because this is it's still early. This is when the Patriots decide to lose.
It is, and the Bills don't look horrible.
Right. And the Bills will only win with what they've been winning with thus far, and that's defense. So if they can put up enough defense and maybe cause a turnover, like get Sony Michel to put it on the ground since he don't seem to be doing nothing anyway, they could probably win.
Right. I don't necessarily disagree with you. If there is a game we're going to lose this season, this could be it. I thought it was going to be at Miami, but obviously we proved that they are fucking trash.
They're not trying.
If there is a game we're going to lose this season, I think it'll be against them or perhaps an NFC team just because we don't see them as much. But the Bills do have a good defense. I'll give them that much. But I do think that we're going to make them look fucking trashy this weekend because I'm an asshole. So next game, we got the Bucks at the Rams. Who you got?
Oh, wait, who did the penny take?
The penny took the Patriots because it's not drunk this time.
Oh, okay, all right.
So the Buccaneers at the Rams. I don't see the Buccaneers winning in LA, so I got the Rams.
Yeah, I'll take the Rams on that too.
Yeah, I don't think Winston's it either, so I'll take the Rams. I don't think Goff is either, but whatever.
Right? No, neither of them have had a spectacular season as of now. The penny goes with the Buccaneers. We got the Seahawks at the Cardinals. I don't even think this is a question. Unfortunately, we do have to actually question this team, but the Seahawks, I believe, will win. I think here's the thing. If Chris Carson gets back to the same Chris Carson we saw towards the end of last season, this is the team he'll do it against. And if he doesn't, he's probably going to be out of a number one job. Rashad Penny will come back. and the Seahawks will go from there. But I do believe the Seahawks will win this one.
I
I'll
want to
take
just.
the Hawks on that.
Well, I want to be the odd man out. I'll take the Cardinals.
Fair enough.
I think this is a trap game. I like Larry Fitzgerald, what he's doing down there, still catching 100 yards a game.
I mean, he's still catching. He just ain't getting nowhere afterwards.
I just think that, this is kind of like another trap game, man. I think Seattle coming off their little loss, it's going to come in there thinking the big crap, and I think somehow Kyler Murray gets his first victory for Kingsbury.
I mean, that's not a bad call. They could certainly do it.
Their win will be next week against the Bengals, dude. Calm down.
Wow, that's a good call. And so be easy. You're going with the Hawks. That makes Duke the odd man out. The next game could be interesting, but I don't think it will be. The Vikings looked extraordinary this past week. It was the first week that Kirk Cousins actually looked competent. But they go against the Bears at Soldier Field this week. And you know what? You know what's crazy? And we all fucking talked about it is Trubisky, and the Bears looked fantastic last week.
Oh, just calm the fuck down, dude.
Whoa.
They were playing the Redskins.
Listen.
It was incredible.
I was going to say that. Okay, they still looked good. I'm not going to deny that, but I still don't think Trubisky has as much skill as he showed last week, and he's certainly not going to have it against the Vikings. So I'm going to go with the running game on the Vikings, just tearing down the Bears defense. Finally, somebody will get through. I'm going to go with the Vikings on this one.
Yeah, I'm going with the V-Men too.
V-Men, purple people eaters.
You going with the Eaters?
Yep, purple people eaters.
All right. Well, listen, this could be another week where we all get swept out again. The penny went with the Vikings. Our picks with the Vikings have not been great. They have not looked great. The only thing that looks good is Dalvin Cook. Little side note, if you have Dalvin Cook on fantasy, just expect him to get injured and pick up Madison. He will pick up most of the yardage after he gets hurt. With that being said, the next game we have another game that can kind of go either way. We have the Jaguars at the Broncos.
I think the Broncos got to eventually win. The Jaguars won't have Ramsey out there, and so that'll be somebody that it's probably going to get torched on defense somewhere. So
right, I think exactly where I agree. I'm going to go with Broncos as well, and I think it's solely due to the fact that Joe Flacco loves Emmanuel Sanders in the red zone, and Sanders has actually looked pretty fucking good. So I'm going to go with the Broncos. High elevation game. The Jaguars are going to be out without Ramsey, as you said. Gardner Minshew got brought back to earth last week, so we'll see. But I'm going to go with
last
Broncos.
week. He didn't get back up. He was high as hell last week, man.
Yeah, he beat the Titans badly.
Yeah, dude. We gave that game. We made him look like a superstar.
Yeah, you still didn't look great. I just think your team's not as good as you think.
No, they just call it Thursday Night Football. Something your team never has to fucking play on the road.
Nope, we do. We certainly do. We actually played it with when? What are you talking about? Jacoby Brissett was the fucking quarterback 2 years ago. It was the highest rated game of the season. Don't talk to me about Thursday. We show up on Thursday.
What was Tom Brady? Was it home or away?
What do you mean was he home or away? Tom Brady wasn't playing.
Why was he playing?
Because he got suspended for Deflategate.
Yeah, dude, they got a Thursday game in 2 weeks, man. Calm down.
I forgot about that. Deflategate. That was the biggest bullshit.
Everyone gets a Thursday night game.
No, they should just get rid of that shit, man.
No,
2 Monday night games. Or Saturday night. Oh, that'd be awesome.
They can't, dude. I need to watch the fucking Wazoo team play on Saturday.
Dude, do you really watch? We can have one game on Saturday, dude, just to get us like appetite.
Ridiculous. No, because then we don't have as much time as Sunday. We need Thursday night. I need that. I need that taste. I need that little hors d'oeuvre before the full plate.
But then you'd have college football all day, and then you'd have a fucking pro game at night.
Right, and I'd miss Wazoo. So,
dude, make Wazoo play earlier? That's all.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, and people want to watch Hawaii play too. All right, so what else?
Yeah, dude, everybody's watching Hawaii, man. That's right. I forgot about that too.
Okay, well, Duke, who do you have? The Jaguars or the Broncos?
Man, I'm going Broncos.
Okay. Well, that's a clean sweep. and that'll probably be the only clean sweep for the Broncos this season, which is a surprise since the Jaguars handed one last week. But Thursday night games are different. The next game we have, Cowboys visit the Saints in the Dome. Teddy Bridgewater leading them. Who do you got, Duke?
I like Teddy right now. He's taking care of the ball, doing what he's got to do. He's proven himself to be a franchise QB in the future. I go Teddy and the Saints.
Yeah, I'm going to go Cowboys because my boy has still gotten paid, and he has to keep performing until Jerry pulls out that checkbook. So I guess Prescott's going to have to keep winning, and I guess this is going to be another victory for them.
Man, another tough one, dude, to be quite honest with you. The only thing –
Dude, the toughest one is this Monday night game. Don't even trip.
It's not for me.
What? That is both garbage. All right, but we'll figure –
Right. I'll tell you the reason, because I do believe that the Cowboys' offense in totality has more versatility than the Saints, right? Just with Breeze being out. I don't think Teddy's done a bad job. Don't get me wrong. I think he's done great. He's definitely a starter, and he should be a starter. But I have the Cowboys just because of the versatility, and I also think that their passing game has been way better than in years past. I think Dak Prescott finally feels comfortable, even though Gallup's out. The only thing that would lead me towards the Saints is the fact that Alvin Kamara right now is one of the most unbelievable athletes I've ever seen. I mean, he bounces off of a guy every single time he is touched. His balance is that of a fucking gazelle or a ballet dancer. It's truly fun to watch. Alvin Kamara is a very fun football player to watch. And, you know, I hope he does well in this game. I got him in fantasy, but I'm going to go with the Cowboys as well. I just think this, like, they look good this year. I think they feel good. Zeke is back. They're on their game, so I'm going to go Cowboys. Now, up for discussion, Monday Night Football. Are you ready for it, Eazy? Are you ready for some football?
I just don't know who to pick, man, because both teams are real bad.
Well, we got the Bengals at the Steelers. Awful game.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, both teams lose close games except for, like, the one game the Bengals lost to the Niners where they got blowed out at home. But other than that, dude, they're losing close games that they're staying into it, and so are the Steelers.
Right. They are. And Mason Rudolph, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going off the cuff here from what I read this week, but I believe he only had 2 passes past the line of scrimmage last week. Now, I could be wrong, but I believe that is what I heard or read correctly. If that is the case, they're going to have a tough time against the Bengals, or any team for that matter. But with that being said, it's in Pittsburgh. I still think the Bengals suck, but Andy Dalton has that prime time, right? Andy Dalton plays
on Sundays.
No, he does terrible at prime time. He's the exact opposite.
No. Look at it statistically, Jonathan. I'm telling you, primetime Andy Dalton is 100 times better than 1 o'clock on a Sunday.
I don't think that's right, dude. I think primetime Andy Dalton is the bad Andy Dalton, dude.
Primetime Andy.
He's not, though. I know for a fact he's not. Okay, well, you're pretty sure, but I'm 100% sure. So I'm going to go with my answer.
I think you're doing your little quilt game too. I don't know any facts that will make me believe that Andy Dalton used to be good at primetime, because if that were the case, he'd still be playing primetime games, dude. He's just not.
No, he wouldn't, because the rest of his team sucks, and so does he. Regardless of saying that, I'm still going to go with the Steelers, just because they're at home and they need a win desperately. They're 0-3.
Yeah,
so,
both teams are 0-3 here. And
right, but the Bengals actually have had some competent offense.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bengals on this one, just because they at least have a starting quarterback that has seen some things. I mean, I'm not confident in him in any way, but I mean, I feel like this is going to be like, you know, a battle of who can hold on to the greased pig long enough. You know, some idiot will hold on to him long enough, and that idiot will be on the Bengals, I think.
Duke, Anything to say about?
I mean, I really don't know, man, but I just don't think Bengals is fucking primetime Andy. What you're smoking, but I got the Steelers to get the first win.
Well, that finishes the week, boys. We'll prove to see if John Ross can show up, unlike last week. Then maybe Andy has a shot. Maybe he has a shot, but I don't think it's going to happen. And that wraps up this week's predictions. Any of you boys have a 34 award of the week or the dirty dog, the puppy dog?
I mean, our puppy dog probably for weeks and weeks now is going to still be Antonio Brown. We won't really discuss him.
I think he's the puppy dog of the year at least. Maybe decade. I mean, that's just going to be.
He will be an all-decade by 2020. Next year, we will do an all-decade puppy dog and 34. But he is certainly up there. He just committed back to school.
Where he's taking racism in America.
Right. Yeah. And really, and I mean this sincerely with all my heart. God bless the English teacher that has to read one of those fucking papers, because I would quit my job. Straight up.
Yeah, he's not the best with grammar.
Right. And I saw a post earlier. You guys know James Madison. That's your heyday then. You know the scene where he's outside the gate and he's waiting for the bus back to school.
You mean Billy Madison?
That's what I said. Did I say Happy Madison?
Yeah,
you
did.
Right. What an asshole. Billy Madison, he's outside the gate and he's going, back to school, back to school. Well, somebody put a picture of Antonio Brown's face on it, and I couldn't stop laughing for about 45 minutes. But best of luck to you, Antonio. You'll be back in the league someday. You just won't fucking matter.
Yeah, he'll probably go to the XFL.
Right. No, he can't. Record.
What record?
He's going to have a record by the end of this, Jonathan.
Yeah, it sounds like there'll be civil suits. That's not enough.
No, I think there's going to be a record by the end of it.
You don't get jail time for a civil suit.
No, you don't. But I'm saying there's going to be things that come out past this. I'm telling you.
I don't know. I don't think he's going to have anything on it.
One thing after another, Jonathan. It is one thing after another, and I fully believe he is going to ruin it.
I mean, if he didn't get anything for assaulting that doctor with ass play, I don't know if he's going to have jail time.
Oh no, dude, queefing. Yeah, it should be interesting to see. My 34 of the week award goes to a little 6-month-old boy named Michael here in Rhode Island. He was born with SCID, otherwise known as bubble boy disease. He just entered his last week of chemo. He had 1 week of chemo, and he is now getting prepared to receive a bone marrow transplant. I'm holding a fundraiser this Saturday at Whipple Field in Smithfield, Rhode Island. If you'd like to come by and donate to the cause, I highly recommend it. This family is going through tremendous stress and has to spend 65 days in Boston as their little boy is in the hospital recovering from his bone marrow treatment. It's certainly something I take pride in, as it's in a foundation's name. Of a buddy I lost a few years ago from a bad heart. So, anybody out there that has a little child that's sick, you're the fucking 34 award along with this kid and his family. And that's all I have.
All right.
All right,
well,
man. All right,
dude,
man.
tell the people where they can find us.
Well, you can find us everywhere on the internet. We do still have from BrewskiSports.com. Look for updates on that. Please check out our subscribe. Please check out and subscribe, and please hit that like button like those kids say on YouTube for the Fambuski channel. And the Moose is saying something, but I can't hear him.
My apologies. I had the mute button on. I was all fired up. I must have hit it. If you're listening to our show, like I know some people are.
We got 6 subscribers, buddy. They're listening.
Right. And more people are listening. If you want to talk shit, fucking talk shit. I've heard some people on Twitter saying some things, reading some things. I don't mind it. But, like, come at me with it. Don't fucking just say it. Come at me with it. Let's have it.
Come at me, bro.
Who's coming at us, man?
Oh, don't worry about it, man. Just people. Don't worry about it.
Just people. Do we know these people?
No,
Boo these people.
You know, they
They're
say
people, man. They're trolls, man.
The trolls, dude. The trolls.
They say that we're amusing, but like how? Like a clown? Fucking let me know. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, you think we gotta give him a pin to the neck? You think we gotta do that?
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Dude, I will stab somebody in the neck just like Joe Pesci.
Dude, you stabbed somebody in the neck like Michael Irving did.
Oh, what?
You better get out.
You stabbed somebody?
Yeah, dude, in the barber chair, dude.
What?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah,
Why
because
is he
it's
on
the
TV?
greatest cover up in the NFL history. That's why.
Oh, besides Big Ben.
dude, you also didn't hear about...
Wait. Before we end, I wanted to talk about this. The first thing Antonio Brown fucking did when he found out he wasn't getting his money, he tweeted something about Big Ben and the rape allegations, and I fucking told you guys he would bring it out immediately.
Well, he also tried to attack Kraft, too, which was the dumbest thing. That's the man with the damn pen writing your check, you fool.
Bring your shit, bro. Kraft got the ammo, but that was funny.
That doesn't even matter, the ammo. That's the man writing the check, and you going to attack him? You're an idiot.
He's not going to write the check.
Right.
Ever.
Duh.
Ever. But I did think it was funny. He immediately called out Big Ben for the 2011 allegations, and absolutely no one talked about it. I couldn't believe it.
We've been talking about it for years, man. Me and John have been talking about it for years. Every chance we get, we bring it up.
I know. Big Ben, the big rapist. I know. You say it all the time.
We don't say that. We just say allegations.
HR, dude. HR.
You have literally
allegations. And he
all right.
them
You
off.
said he's a rapist. But anyway.
All right, we're back.
Oh wait. Did you want to say and that's all for this week.
Yes, I'm about to say please.
That's all, folks.
And I'm about to say, please subscribe. We also too have Money Mouth, the show that will make you money, as we are in the profit this week.
We are definitely. We've always been in the positive.
We've always been, dude. We're always winning, man. Oh, we have an overall record. It's awesome.
Or at least with football. Don't listen to the Final Four basketball one.
What's the record?
Let me look it up real fast.
Like, should I be gambling money on you guys or what?
I mean, we're winning money.
Our record overall is 29-20.
That's all that matters. You're in the green, kid. You're in the fucking green, guy. That's all that matters.
Some of them have been some ridiculous games, though. I mean, that UCLA game, outrageous.
Oh, don't even stop. I'm a Wazoo fan. Don't even fucking stop.
That was outrageous.
Yeah, Wazoo's on our shit list now. So, yeah.
Well, they shouldn't be. They scored 63 points. So.
No.
Yeah.
They didn't cover the fucking spread. That's what they didn't do. They let UCLA score 63 points somehow.
When they were already up. Well, up
32 points. 32 points. I know. I watched the whole game. I know. I watched the
All
entire
they had to do was
game.
cover 9 fucking points, dude.
All they had to do was hit the brakes, baby. Hit the brakes.
Oh.
Just slow the game down and win your game. That's all they had to do.
Right. They should have held Anthony Gordon back a little bit. But with that being said,
hey, remember, listen, follow us on our YouTube channel. We got Instagram.
Subscribe.
We have Twitter. So please follow us on Twitter, Instagram. John has a show too, Double Overtime. He also have a new podcast. Was it Huff and Puffin' Weed Movies?
No, man, it's IMD Weed, not Huff and Puffin' Weed.
Okay, well, IMDb Weed with Jonathan.
IMD Weed.
I am D Weed. Okay, whatever, man. You know, they'll find you on YouTube. Also, double Overtime. He is. Patriot Pat show's coming. Watch out for that. And if I ever get off my butt, I'll do the Titan show. So it just hurts too much. I'm emotionally involved in the season. But we all know how it is when you love your teams. That's what sports are, baby. That's what sports are.
All right, well, let's show how much we love our team. Go Chiefs.
Go Patriots.
For the love of God, go Titans.